Hello, everyone. It is good to come on board. It is good to come alive. It is good to awake, and that is what we are talking about: the process of awakening, the process of realizing what awakening is, and realizing the necessity of a teaching, a true teaching, to kind of step into an awakening. And that most people are in that process of being aware of having kind of different experiences of life. They're experiencing life, they're having kind of awakening experiences, and that in that process, if they're becoming a teacher, or what they are doing, they're kind of looking at life from the outside, or looking at awakening from the outside. And when you're looking at it from the outside, then you're kind of you haven't necessarily done the step, you haven't necessarily found the teacher, you haven't necessarily found the path. Then you kind of do many different techniques, you kind of philosophize, you kind of try to bring the understanding together, which many people kind of do, try to kind of understand awakening, try to understand life. So your awakenings and then the experiences can lead you many different ways. And then we have kind of the woke, as you say, which is kind of when you have some experiences, but then you kind of will be led astray, so to speak. You will be drawn out into life. You will be drawn to fight. You will be drawn to kind of justice. You will be drawn to kind of kind of try to change life. So, as people have experiences, we can easily just be drawn to wanting to change everything. And that is kind of what many people do. They kind of get dragged into life more now than ever, because they kind of feel this necessity to they feel the urgency in a way that is part of the awakening, that we suddenly, like COVID, we feel this energy shift. We feel suddenly the anxiety, or the scare, and kind of the feelings of uneasiness and confusion, and everything feels very fragile. That then we kind of are wondering, we need to try to fix it. So then we start grabbing on to different kind of ideas of how to fix it. And that's when we kind of become kind of an activist. We become woke. We need to make changes. We kind of feel that energy, and we just need to just grab it. So it becomes a little bit of a panic energy. That is where, from the other people, we can kind of see that are more like the aware, that kind of feel into different awakening process, and have like feelings and connections, and of either mental or physical or spiritual art. They kind of go into becoming teachers, or they're becoming kind of go into different spiritual paths, and they kind of try to build and try to kind of, and then we got interested into astrology or past lives or different stuff, because they're just kind of trying to understand life, or they can just come into just having an awakening and just becoming an atheist, and just becoming a doctor, like my dad. Like, they just want to kind of just settle into just the normalcy of life. But then most are kind of still waiting to kind of feel how and where is the teaching? Where is the teaching that can actually, the true teaching that can actually lead to awakening? Awakening is a kind of a different process. It is when it clicks in that you see that it's happening and that it's going to happen, and you have to choose it. But many people are still in the aware process where they're sensing that something is going on, but they're not totally they're looking around, and that's like YouTube. Everybody's looking around. They're testing stuff out, or they're in the process of attacking life and we need to just fix life right now, the woke people. So we usually are one or the other. And then, but now there's starting to become more and more people it is a little exhausting to just look around and look around and look around, or to fight and to fight and to fight and to feel and to feel. That is where you might suddenly be ready to kind of step into that, and that the teaching and the teacher might appear, and then you might start to see that there is a purpose to all this madness, that there is a purpose, that we can start awakening, and we can start kind of coming into that grander space of ourselves, grander space of life, grander space of ease, kind of where you see that everything kind of is happening as it shall, and everything has a meaning, and that we are actually all where we're supposed to be. So glad to see there's some people on here, and we're in the States right now outside of Chicago, and it's a snowy day, so it's beautiful to feel spirit coming into the space, and I hope you guys are having a beautiful day too. And if you want to reach out if you have more questions, or check out my Patreon, it's in the bio for my retreats. So glad to see you here, and I hope to see you more. See ya.